Hello again, guys. Today I thought we would unbox and take a quick look at this device that showed up in the mail. This is a HAVIT mechanical gaming keyboard with backlit keys. Now before we get started, I should say two things. One, I've not touched a mechanical keyboard since the old IBM keyboard days, the clacky keyboards. So I haven't tried this new generation of mechanical gaming keyboards. And two, I was provided this product for free for review, and HAVIT is compensating me for my time and for my opinion. So let's go ahead and open up the box and get started, and then we'll hook it up to the computer and see how it works for me. Now, as you might expect, this is not going to be much of an unboxing simply because it's a keyboard. There's not going to be a whole lot in here. Take all the foam off, and actually, there's a little something down here at the bottom. It says happy. And this is just a little card to let you know what you should do if you're happy and if you're not happy with your purchase. And a user's guide, a little manual, tell you how to hook it up to your computer and how all the buttons and everything work. You've got some things in there about adjusting the backlights and how to turn off the Windows key if you don't want to use it, different ways to adjust the lighting and everything. And finally, and most importantly, the keyboard itself. And this is actually quite a bit of a hefty keyboard. It's one of the heaviest I've felt. Seems to have a decently long, no tangle cable. If I had to guess, it's probably 6 or 7 feet, probably about 2 meters. Looks like the corners have these little blue pieces on it. Don't think that actually serves a purpose or anything. Over here on the back, you can get some more specifications, the model number and everything, the input. We've got a couple of these that flip out to hold the keyboard in place, make it stand up a little bit for you. Non-slip pads here at the bottom, and if you decide not to use these, non-slip pads here too. And then of course, one of the main features of these keyboards are just the keys themselves. And I don't know if you can hear that or not. Put it up next to the mic so you can hear it. And there's that space bar. Enter key. Oh, that's loud. I kind of like it. Let's see what happens when we take the key off. So there's the switches. And because this is my first real mechanical keyboard, I'm not terribly familiar with what switches actually come with this. I think they're blue switches, but I'll find out before I hook it up to the computer, and we'll be back in just a second. Okay, and as you can see now, I have gone ahead, unhooked my Apple keyboard, hooked the HAVIT keyboard up in its place. I did go ahead and check over on Amazon, and it does say that the switches here, the ones I mentioned earlier, these are blue switches. If you're into mechanical keyboards, that will mean something to you. I'm not big into them, but I do know that there are differences. There's blacks, browns, reds, blues, and they correspond to different amounts of travel and the amount of sound they make and the way they feel and everything like that. I've heard good things about blues, and so far, the little bit of time I've spent typing on it, it's not been bad. Now, one of the kind of cool things about this is it does have all these lights on it. Right here is the light button. So right now we're in the rainbow kind of mode, marquee mode. If I go ahead and tap on this, you can see it does travel, the colors do change. You can change the speed of that by holding function and going up or down. So function down, we'll slow it down a little bit. Function up, over and over again. It gets faster and faster. You got a little light show there. And from here, to change the mode, we can go ahead and stop it, or you can do it while it's running. Hold the function key and hit the button, and it should change. And at this point, I think it's the breathing, where it kind of dims itself and then comes back on. And you can change the way that goes as well. Function up to make it happen faster. And it flashes like that. Function down to slow it back down. And then again, if we hold function and hit the light key again, it changes to a solid color. Tap on it to change the color. Tap on the light key to change the color. And you can change the brightness, the intensity by holding function and again, up or down. Up is the brightest there. Down, down, and the dimmest is actually off. So if you want the no colors, no LEDs, no backlights, put it in this mode, function key down, and it'll just turn it off. And then we go to the same breathing that we had earlier. We'll speed it up a little bit so you can see it. Yeah, on whatever color you choose, it'll breathe on that color. And then you have kind of not a rainbow breathing, but just a marquee, I guess, where you change colors every time it breathes. So all sorts of different lighting scenarios are possible. And then there's this really interesting off mode where you can see there's no lights on at the moment, but as soon as you start typing, I think this is called the on-click zone lighting. So this is typing. And you see how every time you type in a zone, it turns on the colors in that zone. And then whenever you type again in that zone, it changes the color. So really there's a lot of different options there in terms of the lighting. I tend to find myself so far, the little bit of time I've spent with it, enjoying this mode right here. Not necessarily a big fan of the blue color, but this light blue color, the white color, and the red color are not bad at all. I'll probably leave it in the white mode more often than not, because it's just kind of easy on the eyes. And you can turn it up as bright as you want, or turn it all the way off if you don't. I'm gonna keep it kind of low. As far as the typing, you can kind of hear how loud it is. This is me typing in a sentence. So it's very loud, very clacky. probably not something I would want to use late at night when the family's asleep, but then again, I don't do a lot of typing when the family's asleep. But so far the keys do feel very nice, and I think the last sort of test that I would want to do with it is testing it while gaming. All right, and as far as gaming goes, I figured I'd play a little bit of Minecraft, so let's go over here. Maybe we'll play a little bit of Dragons. All right, and this should give you a good feeling as to how it's going to sound when playing first-person shooter type games. Maybe not quite so twitchy, obviously. And I'm not good at this game, just beware. Oh. Alright, we're up and away from the dragons. And so far, very responsive, no problems. You don't have to push them all the way down to hit the actual buttons. And they're loud, but they're not like blowing me away kind of loud. Just hope the dragons don't decide to come back up this way. Oh, there's a lot of dragons. Oh, I lost. But now we can move around a little bit and use our keys a little more. So far, I'm not a, I don't play Call of Duty, I don't play any of the real first-person shooters, but for Minecraft, this definitely seems to be getting the job done. Not bad at all. So I've been using this HAVIT keyboard for a few days now, and you're probably wondering what I think about it, what my opinions are on it. As far as the typing experience, it's very comfortable. I've found that I'm decently accurate when typing with it. My typing accuracy has gone downhill significantly in the last 10 years or so, but this definitely is not hurting at all. I really like the clickiness of it. I like the way that it sounds when you're typing. You can hear that. But I'm gonna say this is not something that you're going to want to use if you've got small children in the house, or if maybe you're right next door to your wife who goes to bed early. Maybe have another keyboard to switch out for those time periods. But for the amount of typing that I do and the amount of gaming that I do, this has definitely been an excellent addition to my home arsenal. If you'd like to pick one up for yourself, they are available over on Amazon for right at $89.99, and there's a 10% off coupon code that I'll put down in the video description, and I'll display it up on the screen. Should work through the end of the year at least. But that is going to be about all from me for today. Thanks again to HAVIT for sending this keyboard out for a review and for sponsoring this video. Thanks to you guys for watching. Remember to leave a thumbs up below this video if you like this video. Share it with your friends if you think somebody that you know might like one of these keyboards. Subscribe to receive more videos when they become available. And I will see you again next time.